There's no longer white-collar jobs. They are nowhere to be found. The population is increasing on a daily basis, and the government cannot provide all the needed jobs for the bubbling youths.
In the history of Holy Communion, sir, we've never heard that somebody contacted the deeds from the other person before.
I think, sir.
Not that I mean to undermine polytechnics, they do a good job, but university education is actually more valuable.
Hello viewers, I am delighted to welcome you to this week's edition of Crossfire, reaching you from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria Television, ACNNTV. I am Olusegun Akinola. Remember, Crossfire is a program that treats controversial topics on diverse issues surrounding the family, church, and the society. It's more like a friendly match where we just warm up by raising the issues. The ball is eventually left in your court to decide. Our focus today has to go on the society and about gambling. Is gambling a fun game or is it a sin? In almost every street corner, there are shops specially dedicated to sports betting, and many young people are hooked on it, betting with money they do not have and hoping to hit the jackpot. Many people view gambling as harmless fun, while others say it is fueled by greed and therefore immoral. Well, there are always two sides to a coin. It all depends on your perspective. To discuss this interesting topic are two wonderful Christian brothers. They are Mr. David Oladimeji, who will be speaking for gambling, and Mr. Chuba Ezeaku, who will be speaking against it. You're both welcome. Thank you for joining us on the program today.
Thank you very much.
Yes, this issue of gambling is quite rampant in our day and time. So let me start with you, Mr. David, since you're supporting gambling. What exactly is gambling? Can you enlighten us? And why would you recommend it for people, or why would you say it's harmless?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me once again. Yeah. So gambling is literally playing a game of chance to make money.
Okay.
You can also say it is taking risky actions in order to make benefits.
Okay.
Yeah. That is basically what gambling means. Now, on the most popular gambling we know in not just in Nigeria, in the world, is sports gambling. Yeah. But football, to be precise.
Yes.
Like in Nigeria, we have different gambling agencies, Sporty Bets, Bet Naija, Bet King, Betway, OneXBet. Like there are a lot of them like that.
Okay.
So the thing about gambling that most people don't understand is people actually study it. Do you understand?
Okay.
Like I'm privileged to have a betting shop, and I see when people come to play games. There are some people I even see and I get scared because I will lose a lot of money. They study these things, and most of them use it as a form of, should I say, it is their own way of making money.
Like income,
yeah. Like that is just the basic thing about gambling in this country.
So that means in a way we all gamble one thing or the other in terms of business and all that. But this one is quite specific to sports and all that. But how do you lose money? I thought it's the people who are investing the money into it. How do you now?
Now the gambling thing, what people don't really understand about it is, now the more you play, it's a win-win thing.
Okay.
You play, you lose. I gain.
Okay.
You play, you win. I still gain.
Okay.
That's either own, like me, like as a person owning a gambling shop.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is, now somebody can just come to your place and say, okay, stake this game for me. It has 3 odds. Yeah. 3 odds with 300 naira will give me 3,000.
Okay.
That's 100% gain.
Okay.
And I put my 300 naira, looking at it, and before you know, pap, it's 3 odds. And when it comes, now this is how it works. There's a percentage for it.
Okay.
60-40, 60 to the owner of the shop, then 60 to the bet 40 to the bet company. So it's actually a win-win thing. If somebody wins in the shop, it's none of my business.
Okay.
It's the agency that pays for it. If somebody loses, I pay for it. Yeah.
Okay. So it's quite risky. Now, let me come to you, Mr. Chuba. I'm sure you want to react to that. Since gambling is not in the Bible, we wonder what exactly is the sin with gambling. I mean, we all take risk in one way or the other in terms of our business, in terms of things we want to do in life. So why should this one now be considered a bad thing or immoral?
All right, thank you very much. Very, very apt question to ask. Like he said, gambling means taking a chance on something. Yes. So he rightfully said, you gamble every time. Exactly. I mean, as you wake up in the morning and get into your car, it's a gamble. You might have an accident or something like that. But where you draw a discrepancy with it is that what fuels it, basically. Why do people gamble?
Exactly.
Because you find out that you go to the bet shop, like he said, you bring 300 naira, you put it in, you get 3,000 naira, which is it's a feel good, factor. Next time you want to do that, and you keep the habit basically. So what develops that habit for you at the end of the day? That's basically where you have a challenge. If we go to the Bible tells us that the love of money is the root of evil. Not actually money itself, because Bible also tells you that money answereth all things.
All things, yeah.
So the love of it itself makes you do anything. And then in the sense with gambling, it's sort of, now you make the 3,000 naira. Something tells you, stake this 3,000 naira. Exactly. If you put it in, you can get 9,000 naira. So you stake the 9,000 naira. And you might most likely, there's something they call gambler's luck. You go in the first time, you make it, and then you are, and before you know it, you get hooked. And at that point in time, you are not able to come out. And then you make, out of that, maybe 9,000 you've made after putting in 3,000 you made. You make 9,000, you stake your 9,000, or you stake 6,000, or you stake 8,000 out of 9,000, you lose it. What happens then? All the alarm bells in your body starts to ring. Oh man, I need to make this money back. And because you've made it before, and you've made it the first time, made the second time, then you lost in this case, you say, there's a chance I can make it this time. So you go and you get money. So maybe you have that 1,000 or 3,000 left. You say, okay, let me stake this. I stake this in, you lose again. Alarm bells, then you now have to go and start looking for money. Do you understand? And all of a sudden,
you start borrowing money.
Exactly, and then you have issues about. So again, I'm not going to come out here to tell you that there's a place in the Bible that says that you should not gamble. But when you look at the construct of gambling itself, remember that the Bible also tells us that this world is not set up for gain for you. I'm paraphrasing now, but this world is not set up. Jesus was telling his disciples that the peace that I give you, this world will not give you that kind of peace. You understand? So if you are saying that you want to gamble and you are going to make money that way, then remember that there's some undertone to it. And that undertone sometimes is what makes people go out of the way. I'll give you an instance as I wrap up my thought. When Nigeria played the 2008 under-17, I think, against then, Germany had the likes of Toni Kroos and co and everybody. We were underdogs. Our players then were Chris Santos, Opabumi, and Van de Kia, the goalkeeper. And Nigeria did not even, Van Zekin rather, not Van de Kia. And Nigeria did not have a chance. And we started playing. We got up to the semi-finals. We played Germany in the semi-finals, I can't forget. And, everybody was like, these guys will knock us out. Ozil, Cruz, everybody. Nigeria got to the final. And we played Spain in that final. We beat them on penalties. A man, because it's all over print media, you can check it out if you want. A man bet his house that Nigeria wouldn't beat Spain. And we played, it was 0-0. So, that kind of thing stirs up hope. Okay, no problem. If I'm betting my house, or I'm betting something as valuable as my house, if we win, we are making. Unfortunately, we got to the penalty shootout. The Spanish players were tired. Nigeria beat them 3-0 on penalties. The man lost his house. He committed suicide. Wow. So I'm trying to give you now, you can see the extent to what gambling can do to somebody as against if you just sit back and then try to make your money conventional.
Now, for you, David, I'm sure you want to respond to that.
I really want to respond to it.
Because you will hear this kind of stories of the extreme measures that people take in order to just win something.
Yeah.
So isn't gambling addictive? And people who go to that extent of even being bankrupt, is it not just a clear signal that gambling is bad altogether?
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the thing about gambling that people don't really understand is, now people can be very selfish. Okay, I just made 3,000. Let me double it to 9,000. Let me double it to 100,000. But I feel there should be not even a feeling. What I tell people when they come to my shop, I said, be disciplined about what you want to do right now. Don't just come here and be selfish about it. Be disciplined about what you want to do. Let me give you 2 instances. Now, I was in the shop sitting, and not in my shop. Anytime I look at the Bet Naija logo, it says reward for passion. Yeah, that's
reward for passion.
Reward for passion.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was sitting in a shop that day. I didn't go to gamble. I wanted to watch them do their thing. And somebody came in with 5,000 naira. Started playing. He was losing throughout. He was losing. And the last 100 naira,
Wow.
the last one, this man just said, let me just play this thing. People were like, Organo try. He said, I'll play it. And he put his last 100 naira on Arsenal, Newcastle. It was 10,000 odds. So there's a way they play it.
Yeah.
Arsenal to win 6-0, Newcastle to win 6-0. The system is going to split that money into 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not going to be 50-50. Believe me, he made 750,000 there and then. Like, everybody stood up in the shop. When it was 5-0, we were all jumping. God, I beg. Maybe this one.
Let's just win this one.
And wow, the guy made his 750,000 naira. Now, he could still sit down and say, I want to keep betting. But immediately he said, oh boy, I go pay my tithes for church.
Okay, I'm sure you'll respond to that one.
I go pay my tithes for church. He left with it, shared 50,000 within, that's the people that are in the shop, gave everybody a bit of the money, collected the 700,000, said he's going to pay tithes in church, and he left.
Okay.
Now, that money, I looked at that guy's life because he's let me not say my friend, passively, I see him a lot in the streets, and he opened a POS shop. And he's doing well today.
Business with it, yeah. Okay.
Do you understand? Now, he does not even need to go and ask somebody. There was a time me myself, I can't forget, Newcastle to Everton. It was 500 odd, and I played it with 500 naira. I collected 50,000. There and then.
Okay.
Now, after collecting the money, I did not say, let me continue playing this thing. I left there immediately.
Okay.
Because now, when you gamble and you make such money, don't be selfish.
Yeah.
Leave. Now, you staying in that shop, before you know, somebody else will play. He gets money, and that's all. Some other people come to the gambling shop with their salary and go back home with nothing. I see that as pure greed and selfishness. So what I always tell people when they come to my shop, I say, be sensible about what you're about to do.
Yeah.
If I'm here now to play a game of 3,000 naira, I separate it from every other money in my pocket. If my 3,000 naira caught, I go out. If it enters, I leave.
Okay.
Not that, okay, let me keep playing and, do you understand? So I always advise that people shouldn't get too addicted to gambling. Mostly the youth in Nigeria.
So if one is going to come straight forward to you now and say, is gambling a sin or is it a game? What will be your own response?
I call it a game.
You call it a game. Yeah. Okay. Now, Mr. Chuba, I'm sure you want to respond to that. He has given instances. I mean, you talked about someone who lost his house. Now you talked about someone who started his own business off that. You know.
You see, the society, like I said initially, is designed to, especially the gambling world or the lottery game world generally, is designed to keep giving people that hope that they can hit it big very quickly. You know, there are instances where you see people, you know, that I can relate to his story in the sense that one time I was in Oka, I traveled and I didn't drive, so I was in a keke napep. And the guy said that he plays this bet and everything, and then he won, similar story. And he took the money, bought the keke, put it on the road, and at least it's generating money. How many of such stories do you have? That's the question. When you check, you know, in research, when you do research, you sample If you take a sample of that population, maybe say 100, you will get maybe 5 out of 100. 95% of the time, you find people that the reverse is the case. And so we're not going to, because of these 5 people, now tell you that you'll go ahead and gamble. Because the 95 other people would suffer. You know, you just gave us an instance. How would you work hard for 30 days in a month and carry your salary and go into a betting shop because you want to? Why do you think they say whatever happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas? Or they take you to Sin City? In that place, in Nigeria here, honestly, we know the system doesn't work. So anything to make money. So let's go to a scenario where you have the things working, like in the US, for example, where the system works. You see people go to casinos and places like that, and they sit down, and then those people, you know, somehow they've designed it in such a way that money must revolve around the establishment. So as you come into gamble, they are bringing alcohol for you. They are bringing. So it's not that. Yes. So it's not more of the art of gambling, because anybody can tell you that gambling is like an investment you make. But it's the associated risks to gambling. You go there, you get bad behavior, you start to drink. From there, you think they don't send women to come around. They come, we watch these things in the movies. You see somebody coming and shaking their, yes, it's your lucky day, it's your lucky day. And you play and you are excited. And the next thing, the woman is sitting by your side, rubbing your head, rubbing your back. Do you understand? And then all of a sudden, you're out of control. So in this situation, for like Nigeria is Bet Niger or sports betting or targeted to the young people is even the base level. Think about the people who are even wealthier. I have a friend. We play football together. This guy, his parents are well to do, so he can afford to do that. But he bonds sometimes on one game. You tell you he's a Real Madrid fan, Real Madrid to play somebody, and he bonds 100,000 naira on it. On that game, he loses it. He say, no problem. You play another one. That same day, play another. On a day, he can burn 1 million. Do you know what 1 million naira will do for somebody?
He talked about being disciplined and not being selfish and all that. So I guess it depends on the person.
Yes, but even at that, the discipline you are trying to say, how many people are disciplined? As Christians, you know, it is one of the self-control is one of the fruits of the spirit. And even your average an average Christian struggles with self-control because because basically that's what the world is targeting at you. Do you understand? Talk more of somebody, for example, who is not. So we are looking at I know we're trying to talk about it in a Christian way. Again, we're trying to say that society-wide, you don't encourage that habit. Don't encourage it, because before you know it, you find out that. I'll give you another clear example. I went to study for my master's in 2013. Went to the UK. There's a particular place in 2014-15. There's a particular place in Salford, Manchester. If you want to buy a brand new iPhone for £50, I'm not joking. A brand new iPhone for £50. Go to that place on Friday night. You will get yourself, if you have 1,000 pounds, you will get yourself 20 brand new, because people are hustling. They go in, they come out, I don't have money, and I have this, do you want to, I need the money, because dopamine is the neurochemical that binds in the brain for a rush, for excitement. Studies have shown that the way your brain is waved when you're hooked to drugs, cocaine, marijuana, and it's the same effect you find with somebody who is who gambles. It can become an addiction.
So actually, a research says something about the health benefits, that it helps with the brain and all that, and that's almost the point you're saying. So is that not a good thing?
It does not, because by the time, think about it. We drink Coke, we eat food, dopamine is released. Why do you think people are gluttons? Because you start, you can't stop. Exactly. So you keep eating. You keep eating. So an excess right amount of dopamine is good for you. because the Bible says everything should be done in moderation and in balance. So you can even take that point and say, yes, gambling should be done in. But the question now is, how do you put that check in it? What are the buffers for you? Because it's enough for you to tell the person, oh, be disciplined. The person is looking at, oh, I need to make this money. Discipline goes out of the way. It doesn't make the money.
Okay, well, we'll actually go on a short break now, but when we return, this question of Christians gambling and still bringing the money back to church in terms of tithe and offering, maybe you'll respond to that. We'll take a short break right now.
All right.
Now streaming, now analyzing, now assessing, now discussing, now sharing your thoughts on everything and every issue that affects you. ACNN is now streaming, discusses the issues trending and the matters that matter to us all. Join us every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. on ACNN as we go in-depth into every issue that impacts our lives, our communities, and our country.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. This is Crossfire, and we have been discussing a rather interesting topic about gambling. Is it a game or is it actually a sin? And our dear brothers have been in the studio with us deliberating on this. Mr. David Oladimeji, who has been speaking for gambling, and Mr. Chuba Ezeaku, who has been speaking against it. Now, before we went on the break, Mr. David made a comment about, certain, will I say, Christians who come to these betting shops, and when they actually win, they still remember their God. They go back to the church, they pay tithe and all that. So those kind of offering, will you say is acceptable? If you say it's a sin, then that means you should be able to draw a conclusion and say, well, if he's bringing it back to the church, isn't that a sense of acknowledgement that God helped him to win? Yes, Mr. Chuba, you want to react to that?
I'm going to ask a very simple question, and I think that helps me answer that. If somebody goes to steal and brings the money to church to give his tithe, does it make his stealing? So I'm not saying now that you can equate gambling to stealing, because there are two different constructs. But what I'm trying to say is that even the Bible says you cannot serve God and serve mammon at the same time. You understand? How now you make this money, you bring it back to the church. The church doesn't know how you made the money. You understand? The church will take the money. But between you and God, at the end of the day, that's
but the point is, he never stole the money.
Exactly.
He went with his own added money.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. But between you and God, I mean, how do you justify? How does your conscience justify that you've played the bet, you've made the money, and you are going to pay the tithe? If you feel that it's fine, you pay your tithe, fine. But at the end of the day, what's the motive behind? Because what we are trying to say here is, we're not saying now that because people make money. People make money illicitly. People make money
different ways.
But the thing is, what's the moral? What's backing you up?
So let me add a bit of something to that. Let's leave the sporting bet now. Let's go into Bitcoin. Let's go into the cryptocurrency world. It's also gambling. Because now you see that a Bitcoin is high today, a whole lot of money to it, and the next minute is crashing. It's also gambling. Do you understand? And the other way around, you might just put a bit of money in the Bitcoin and
it goes up.
It goes up. You bring out the money. I can still pay my tithe.
Exactly.
But it's still gambling. Not just the Bitcoin, stock market,
forex, all of this.
Everything. Let me just literally everything is gambling
in life.
But the question here is not okay. The question now is not is everything gambling or everything not gambling. We've gotten that right. That you come out in the morning, you go into your business, you hope that you get something. So nobody says that it's not gambling in a way. So when we want to talk about the word, it's just like when you say obsession. People can have a part. People say that an obsession. The word obsession is mostly used in a negative tone when somebody is. Do you understand? So my question now is, how do you draw that line between when do I stop and when do I not stop? And remember, we're isolating the case of a Nigerian who doesn't have anything to do.
Exactly.
Me, I'm telling you about people who are wealthy. Do you understand? Who have, and then they still have this same football that we're talking about. I can give you a list of footballers. Yesterday, when I was thinking about it, I googled it. There are a lot of footballers that have gone. It's not as if they're not paying them. They're paying them thousands of pounds per week. So they have money.
Yeah.
But their careers are wrecked.
They're still into gambling.
They're into gambling.
How many footballers can we say that their careers are wrecked? Sorry.
They don't come out to tell you.
Floyd Mayweather.
They don't come out to tell you.
He's a big gambler. Floyd Mayweather is a big... Even Peter...
That's a boxer, right?
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather is a boxer. Peter Okoye, one of the brothers in...
The P-Square.
Yeah, he was on Niger Loaded as at last week. He gambled on Chelsea, Madrid. Now, this is somebody that's very wealthy, and he gambled on Chelsea, Madrid, and he made the money out of it, 150 million.
He made money out
of it. He made money out of it.
My question again, now, another thing again you need to understand about gambling is that it's not necessarily about what happens on the now. It's the associated, think about the associated effect. Floyd Mayweather is, can you categorically tell me now that Floyd Mayweather is a Christian?
Christian or no Christian?
No, at the end of the day, remember that we're looking at people who are up. At the end of the day, we want to model ourselves against people who are wealthy and at the same time who are doing it the right way. For example, Folorunso Alakija is a very wealthy woman, and from what we know, you can see that she's upright. She shows it. She tells it. You understand? Floyd Mayweather comes out and is telling you women this, women that. Is that who you want to model maybe your child against, or you want to model your life against? So I'm not looking at just gambling is one of the side effects that come into it. People do drugs, people do alcohol, people do things that at the end of the day turn their lives let
me come to you, David. Now, in gambling, usually the odds that play against you are high. Now, so when someone wins, doesn't that mean that other people lose? Because Chuba even made that reference. If you want to give a statistics of 100 people, maybe 5, will win. What now happens to the remaining 95? All that accumulated funds, is it actually used for something beneficial? Is it that every time you play, you gain something, even if it's not much, but at least you still gain something back from that? Or what really happens?
Actually, back to the sporting bet. Now, if people lose, most of the times, but there are bonuses that the sporting company gives back to,
and the bonus
that's to hit is to hold you down. Yes.
At the end of the day, we are still saying the same thing. They
want to hold you down.
Okay, I will counter you on this because you are saying what they call it, discipline and all this. You think they don't know what they are doing? So they introduce those bonuses to say,
you lost this.
You're our guy, don't worry. But at the end of the day, they are trying to rope you into doing the same.
There's something about something about betting that people don't really understand. Now, basically in Nigeria, most youths are jobless.
Exactly. The economy is bad.
So you see that
they don't do anything. Exactly. Now they go into this. It's actually a way of giving them hope. Rather than
false,
steal,
would that be false hope?
Gun, it's not really false hope. Rather than going to steal and carry gun, I'd go and bet
and lose your money.
I lose money. I prefer than to carry gun and go and kill
somebody. So which means you are now saying that we are between the devil and the deep blue sea.
It's a lesser evil.
Exactly. But evil is evil. We know evil is evil. There's nothing that is higher evil or lesser evil. If you lie and you steal, it's a sin.
There are people that actually give up on this life. Like I've seen it several times. There are people that have actually give up, and that's last money they have. They bet with it and look at lottery. Look at lottery today.
Yes,
there are people that
it's another form of gambling.
Yeah, it's another form of gambling.
But how many people?
A lot of persons like won the lottery. We can talk of more than 100,000. We can talk of more than 100,000. Not just in Nigeria,
and I've used
like
it properly.
Everywhere in the world, there are people that have.
We have access to the internet. Check it again. I will tell you categorically. This one I can bet my life on it.
It's about to bet. It's about to.
You see, so that's to tell you how bad it is. 99% of the time.
Not 99%. Not really 99%.
And the reason I'm even staking 99% is I'm using the betting terms.
Of course.
The reason I'm saying 99%.
Not really 99%.
The reason I'm saying 99% of people is because I'm not in all the situations. But they don't use that money well.
Most of them eventually use the money well.
It is not not utilized well.
Now, this is where
maybe can give us.
This is where the discipline comes in. This is where the discipline comes in.
At the end of the day, want to leave all the fantasy, because you have not made, you have not followed the process to make money.
So once the quick money comes,
you want to live all your dreams.
Okay, maybe you can defend it now.
2 women, you are carrying the hottest women, you buy a yacht.
Not everybody actually behaves like that. Not everybody actually behaves like that. Let me give you an instance. Bro.
Yes.
There is this person. There's this guys in Maraba. Yeah, Maraba. Yeah.
Yes.
Twins. So the first one played the game and called his younger brother, his twin brother, Afana, go try this thing. And they leave me, guy. Go and try it. And he played it. It came out as 11 million.
Okay.
They both won 11
million. Okay.
Now, these guys knew where they came out from. They knew how they've suffered in their life.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And before you know it, set up a business for his mom. All his brothers are going to school. Got different cars. Build a plaza.
For
yes, build a plaza in Maraba there.
Okay.
Where each of the shop pays rent to his siblings. He has changed the life of his family. Okay. Do you understand? Not literally, it's people that are, should I use the word extravagant? That just go out to wait. I cannot, right now in Nigeria, I say, you cannot give me 50 million naira and I say I want to go and throw party for high this up. The next thing I would think about is how to double up that money and make.
At the end of the, and that's why if we keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
If you are, I know we're in Nigeria, and remember the goal of a lot of the things we do should not be just selfish. You are trying to pass a message across to other people. You don't know who's going to be watching this. You want to not reinforce that that behavior because it's detrimental. Nigeria is a peculiar case because last I agree with you, we are suffering. We are suffering in Nigeria. So anything that most people are wired that if I make money, at least 70% I go save them. I feel blow the remaining 30%, do what I want. So we are wired like that because you don't know in Nigeria when the opportunity comes. What about counterparts, young people like us that are not in Nigeria? Where in the UK, for example, they pay people for not going to work. They call it unemployment benefit.
Exactly.
So
that mindset just...
Yes, so do you know, and then for us, thank God for God because we're a religious society. So religion plays a lot in our psyche, our traditions to play a lot in our psyche. So sometimes when we discuss issues like
thank God
this,
he puts religion and tradition to it because I cannot go and make money. Like I'll say it again. I cannot go and make money now, and the next thing I want to do in my head is to go and party,
and that's what
is to go and lavish it, knowing that the economy is not even good enough. That money might be how God is using to bless you, to bless you at that point. And then you now go and lavish. You are done now. You are done.
I'm not saying we can't completely remove it, the element of Nigeria, but I'm trying to explain to you that the attitude itself, the attitude itself is terrible, and its associated vices alongside with it. You see, this is you, and maybe Nigeria, we have a population of about 200 million people plus, and it's a teeming young population. So say 70% of the population are 18 to 40, maybe, right? So if we take that ratio out, remove maybe say give or take about 100 million or less, close to 150 million, 120 to 130 million are young people. Now, David, I am telling you I can tell you categorically that out of that 120 million people that are young people, not up to 50% will think like that.
I disagree with you.
Not up to 50%.
I would disagree with you when it comes to Nigeria because forget what Boy said about lazy youths. I would disagree with you with that because if you want us to even use the statistics, remember, because we'll break it down. Now you are breaking it down. Some people are actually very lazy youth because if you break it down again, we have a bigger north and a smaller south. So majority of the people in the south might be industrious. Majority of people in the north are not. They are not, and that's basically why you have some of the issues you have there. We're not going to talk about politics, that's side, but I'm just using it as a yardstick to define once this kind of thing happens for them, is to blow the money. Of course. After blowing the money, you come back again. At the moment you can't get that money again, what happens? You either want as I said, what if that is the way God is using to bless you.
Bless you.
Now,
You know now,
see,
I'm not God.
literally,
I don't say when I'm blessing,
literally, I'll put it as, man, there is no sensible person that comes out, let me just give you an instance of 10 million. No sensible person makes 10 million naira now and says he's going to club to blow 5 million. The first thing that comes to your mind, let's be literal about it. There was a time I failed the course in school, and I was telling my lecturer straight to his face. He said, if you hear bomb, you lie down. I stood up and said, I'm a Yoruba man, sir. If I hear bomb, the first thing that comes to my mind is move, run. So it's just like I make money now. The first thing that comes to my mind is, Ababa, I want to double this money. Nobody say how this money won't take sit down. Double in the sense that investment.
Yes, but
I'm not saying you should double. Okay, sorry. I'm coming. Just a point. Look at people that go into okay, there are people that have made money from bets. And then still go back to the Bitcoin. Right now, in Nigeria, every youth wants to enter the Bitcoin market. Everybody wants to go into the crypto because they know, okay, how does the crypto double? They know where they double from. No. So it's actually still a form of gambling. Anyway,
we'll still come back to that topic of the cryptocurrency and all that. But let me ask now, youth who seem to gather for all of this, we have talked about the economy of Nigeria, how things are difficult. Don't you think that people are just trying to look for free money without actually doing an actual work, do something sensible that can bring money into it?
Thank you very much. Yes. Now, thank God you said the youths in this country. You can see a lot of people that are willing to do petty jobs to make money from it. A lot of people.
People are looking for government job and
the government job is not coming.
Yes.
Make I go to you. No. Do you understand? Yeah. Sometimes you see people that go to, okay, I've seen a lot of bikemen. Let me use bikemen as an instance. They make money because most people that play bets in Nigeria, or let me say in my shop, are bikemen. You see them make, alpha guy, I don't stake this game, take. He won't make 40,000 naira in 2 days. Do you understand?
Right there. Yeah.
But right there, he's making 40,000 naira. Goes back to his family. Money for food don't come out. Money for 1 or 2. If you even buy another bike. Because this is somebody that is sensible. You will not say, okay, I've made 100,000 from
What are the odds that guy doesn't take this thing and go to the beer parlor?
Because most of them I've seen, they don't go to beer parlor. This country is so terrible that nobody will make money right now in Nigeria and wants to waste. No, nobody.
Because a lot of people sometimes you cannot stake your mind or your will, or you can't say that this person will do this. You don't know.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But what's to say that this person doesn't take this money and then is an irresponsible person? Makes the money and then carries the money and goes, drinks, wastes himself.
And you say you can always still make it again.
You can always still make it again. So that's what we're trying to say.
Now the thing that betting has taught lots of people is when you make money now, you will know, like you know that okay, I've played 100 games. I make only 1 out of 100. But when this one come, I know if you use and go blow him anyhow. Do you understand? He's smart in his mind that but if I play him tomorrow, you know go show.
I know people.
Do you understand? So he want to
the same way
to invest that money.
The same way you are talking about it now. I know people who they lose, they pay this one, they lose, they play this one, they lose. Now
you made an instant. He has the money to play and lose, play again and lose because he has the money.
Even those
I can't take 100,000 now. I'm going to stake 100,000. Then I lose that 100,000 and then I will not go and stake. No, now it's going to come down. It's going to come down.
Even those that don't, even those that don't have, you know, the same way you just said now that if you're going to bet, you separate the money you have for bet. That money you have for bet, you put into something else other than.
I'm actually putting it to something.
Nobody bet.
I'm putting it to something. Okay, what if immediately I put that money and then it doubles, 300,000 naira? What are we not saying?
That's still the question that they ask. Now, let me ask one. He has been talking about other forms of gambling that we seem to do, whether it is cryptocurrency, forex, and all of these other things, online means of making money. So aren't those still other forms of gambling? And what would you advise should youth actually still go into that? I remember there was time we did MMM, almost everybody was doing it, and then
when he was talking about
and then it crashed, you know.
See, with money it's tricky.
Yeah.
And when I have discussions with people, I always say that we were taught money wrongly as Africans.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this before if I'm married recently, I hope to have children. I will teach my children how to
make money.
In the sense that a service you render, you get paid for. So, for example, just maybe say, call your child's name, go and wash plate. He washes the plate, finishes washing the plate. I give him 100 naira for your service render. And then teach him how to save that money. And then maybe sometime. There's a principle of compound interest normally, because we let's look at conventional ways of saving money. Compound. I know that the rates now are not telling us anything that are good, but at that, if you put 100 naira and at the interest per month, for example, is 10%. Every month you get 10 naira. Right? At the end of the year, you have made 120 naira on that 100 naira. That's how much? 220. So there are conventional ways you can tell people to make money. Now, cryptocurrency. Now, the thing with money or things like this is to the extent to which people think that thing is valuable, it will continue to be valuable.
Of course.
Your money, your normal naira and kobo notes and everything that you know now has stood the test of time. Cryptocurrency is a new avenue, you understand? And people might tell you that, it might stay.
It's good, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is still subject to regulation by the government and everything.
It's just subject to regulation by the government in Nigeria.
No, it's actually
other
subject
countries.
to regulation by other countries. Just that they look at it and they allow it. The day world leaders decide to come together and tell you we want to crush cryptocurrency, what happens? What happens? All the money you put in there is the day they tell you that betting, all these bet houses, because they were not rampant in Nigeria before. All of a sudden we just saw them.
It's actually a way to raise revenue.
No, yes, I agree.
For the government,
yes, they talk about it.
Yes,
it's a way to raise revenue.
It's a way to raise revenue. But again, I'm just trying to tell you that the habit. Remember, we're not talking about gambling. Like we've at the beginning said, is that people would you put your money on the stock, but when you put your money in stock, you know that you can match it against this thing because you can see the building, you can see the people who trade. If you buy Dangote stock, you can hold that. You're a shareholder, you can hold Dangote. Who will you hold when you lose anything on cryptocurrency?
Even the Dangote himself is also in cryptocurrency.
Okay, let me come as a final word. We're talking about this issue of gambling, whether it's a sin or a game and the rest of that. What will be your final words to the youth, this generation where they just want quick money? What will be your final advice?
From the beginning, I said it's like you don't have to be selfish. It's also in the Bible. You don't have to be selfish to become big. Now, if God wants to bless you through a means, let me not say gambling. If God wants to bless you,
I'm not already telling you that
through a means. If God is blessing you through a means, now don't be selfish about it. Now, my problem with the youths of nowadays, which I always say advice is, like Obama will say, Ojukokoro. Like they are,
which means
they Ojukoko, like somebody that is selfishness is actually still the word.
Okay.
Like you just want to put your eyes in one thing. You want to greed.
Yes.
So I actually say everybody should be the youths of nowadays should be calm. There is no way to make fast money. That's just the truth. There is no way to make fast money. You come to best shop, you go play tire. Do you understand? You will play and play, you will lose and lose and lose. That's why they said it's a reward for passion. You will lose and lose and lose, but eventually you will win. Not me.
Okay.
Eventually you are going to win. So now when you win, how about you use it to do something better and not wanting to be greedy and I just collect 1 million. Make I stake 1 million again. So that's just
Now, for YouTuber, what would you say? Can you bet your life that that betting, I mean gambling, is a sin?
This is the thing, and I would, like you said, I started from the beginning by saying, I mean, everyone will use the word that you take a chance on anything, you gamble on anything. But I always come back to it, the motive.
Yeah.
The motive behind why do we want to do this?
Yeah.
You know, when Jesus saw the heart of the men who dropped
their friend, the paralyzed person,
from
the roof.
You know, that was actually what made him, compelled him to heal that person. So what is the motive behind gambling?
Yeah.
If the motive behind gambling is to make quick money, see, I'm an advocate and will forever be an advocate of trusting the process. It might take long. It might be hard.
Yeah.
But there's a reason there's a process. There's a reason there's a process. You do this, you do this, you do this, equals this. You do. They are trusted principles.
Yeah.
The Bible says, so long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest. Seed time means that you go and plant. You don't just if you plant the seed, it will not automatically give you. You will till it every day. You come and water it every day. You come and look at it. You cut the weeds off it and all those. You take care of it, and it grows.
Yeah.
That is basic. That's the basic principle for me. Gambling is not. Gambling is a quick fix to making money. Yes, there are inspiring stories of people who gambled, and well, my brother, I still think that the motive because how did you wanted to make that money by bypassing maybe what the principles. People think that's working smart and not working. No.
Yeah.
It's not. It's shortcut.
Working hard, working smart.
It's never the answer.
Okay.
And that's the problem.
Thank you.
Is that society has everybody knows
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much, Chuba, for taking time out to contribute to this matter. We know that the situation in Nigeria is so pathetic. Everyone just wants a quick fix. But we thank you for your contributions. I'm sure people who have listened have listened attentively and most likely take the right decision. Thank you and God bless you both.
Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for staying tuned. We do hope you have enjoyed and have been enriched by this discussion. You know, as some say, too much of anything is bad. So some people may claim that they only gamble for fun, maybe even with family and friends. But sooner or later, you'll find out that you can start indulging in high-risk gambling. Let's think about it. Who doesn't like free money? Everyone does. The thrill of winning can always hook a person, no matter how little you start. Then you'll want to make a higher bet and thereby lose a whole lot in the process. So whether you want to make easy money by playing fun games or high-risk sports betting, let us live our lives free from the love of money and be content with what we have. Till next time, stay blessed and stay safe. Goodbye.